you gorgeous lot. Welcome back to another fabulous show here on Crafters TV. It is all about the launch today. Oh yes, a brand new selection of what are going to be an incredibly versatile set of nesting dies. Nesting dies, but with added amounts of detail and in a slightly more unusual size than you would be used to. So you can see these right here. We're going to get into these 2 whole hours with myself and the lovely Debbie Robinson is going to be with me for the next couple of hours. How are you, Debbie?
Absolutely.
You've got yourself a coffee? Are you fed and warmed and ready to go?
Yeah, I've got my coffee. I've had my little chocolate fix.
Nice.
Tracy's on the hunt for a sandwich for me. God
She's
love
gone,
her.
yeah, I know. She's gone out for both of us, isn't she?
She's gone for you too. But yeah, we're going to be concentrating for these next 2 hours with these fabulous, and they utterly are fabulous, set of nesting dies with a difference. They've got that lovely decorative element to them, but the difference here is that we've brought them into that brilliant on-trend feature of the Slimline version. And I say Slimline, I wish I was Slimline as these.
Me
absolutely
too.
Gorgeous set of dies where you can create beautiful nested elements to these. You can chop into them, you can create apertures. And talking of apertures, I'll show you a completely different one straight away to show you the kind of things that you can do. I love that one. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Showing you how versatile nesting dies can actually be, because we talk about the Slimline version, but you can add them to all sorts of projects. You can use your other things that you have in your crafty stash. Love this one. I'm just going to bring this one down for a second to show you how gorgeous that one is.
Really cool.
A lovely trifold card there, which just looks absolutely beautiful. But lots and lots of different ways, from decorating boxes to doing your Slimline cards. Loads and loads of ways, and I'm going to try and teach you in this next couple of hours how versatile they are and how different you can use them as well, because every crafter should have a set of nesting dies in the crafty stash. These are definitely one of those that I think when you've got them, you'll use them a lot more than you actually think, and they really are beautiful dies.
Yeah, they are. I think nesting dies are a lot like alphabet dies. You know, different styles of nesting dies give you really, really different looks and effects. If you're thinking about getting these and you're thinking, do you know what, I'm going to get them, maybe I'll leave it till tomorrow, I'll come back and get them then. Don't do that. Get them today, because we've got triple points celebrating Easter, but it must end this evening wherever you are. So make sure you're getting them today. Grab those triple points, and then, of course, especially if you're eyeing the next level in the club, we could get you there with these. Let me then take you through the 5 brand new designs that you are getting in here. So this first one, definitely an element of these all mixing and matching as well, I'd say. You're going to be able to take certain elements of, especially the central elements, and put them over the larger outside elements. So this is Luca that you've got here. Again, really beautiful. Lots of different ways that you can configure these. You can actually use them all individually if you want to, or you can start to layer them up. You can cut some elements into the other elements should you choose to. This one's Latina that you've got just here. Then we've also got the Ferrara, as you can see just there. I especially love this central panel on here. These corners are exquisite. Then you've also got the Modena just there. Again, I can imagine these being done with a little stained glass window technique at the end, adding some colour. And this one here, the Portofino, you can only get that when you shop directly with us here at Crafters Companion and Crafters TV. It's a Crafters TV exclusive for you. $59.96 or $91.80. You can get them individually if you want to. You can get any 2 of them for £27 or $42. But when you get them all together, you get one of them for free, which is awesome. And of course, you can use your Club Inspired discount, taking these down to under £50, just over $70 for Platinum members. Definitely get ahead and look at all the other stuff that's available too. Over on the website, you'll see the Shop the Day button. Click there and you can see loads of other stuff. We've got some great card bundles in this show. You can see all the products that are coming up later as well in Monday Makers too. Lots and lots of you messaging and getting in touch already. Eileen is in Puerto Rico. I love that. Kimberly is saying hi as well. Lucille's in Pennsylvania. Carletta's here. Marnie's in Arizona. Coletta's also in Kansas. Treasure Heart saying hi in Texas. Nee's here as well, as is Sherry. Too. Cherry says nesting dies are my favourite. I can't wait to get these Slimline ones home. If you've gone for these already this morning, do let me know. And if you want to get in touch, Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion, if you're across on YouTube. But I think we're going to dive right in, Debbie.
Are we? Oh, sorry.
Are we?
I didn't realise we were coming that quick. Hey, let's get started. Let's get started with these fabulous dies because they really are fabulous. I'm going to start with that Crafters TV exclusive die, which is the Portofino. I absolutely love this one. I love every single one of the dies, Joe, because they've all got something different. Every single die that you're getting, there's no repeats of any patterns. And in each set, you're getting 3 different sets of different patterns that nest beautifully into each other. Using them together creates a beautiful frame because each one of these will cut out on the outside. Has got this outside cutting edge, the delicate feature running on the inside, but there's no inside cutting line on either inside of these because it gives you that full solid panel. To do that, you would then start to just mess around. And I said mess around, this is when you start to have a play. You can create some extra frames by popping them inside, and I'll show you what I mean by that in a second. But first things first, let's get some die cutting done. So we're going to use, I've got 3 different coloured cards here. I've got some white cardstock, I've got some double-sided pearlescent cardstock, and I think I'm going to have a bit of black as well, because I'm going to cut 3 different panels in 3 different sizes. So we're going to have a large one in the white, and I'm going to use some low-tack tape to hold all of these down. Oops, that completely missed, Debbie. Completely missed. This is because I'm being tight with my low-tack tape, dearie me. And again, I'm going to then, let's go down with the black on the second sizing. Lovely thing about these as well, Joe, is because of the slimline feature of each one. And this particular die set is 8.3 by 3.3 inches, or in centimetres, 21.1 centimetres by 8.4 centimetres. So that's the largest of the dies. And then, of course, you've got the next sets that go down. So I'm just going to trim these down to size, try and not waste too much cardstock. Plus, I want to try and fit everything onto one plate. So again, I'm just going to trim the next size down in this beautiful oh, actually, do you know what? I think I might change that up a little bit. I wonder if I can get away. Yeah, let's go in with the larger one. Yeah, quite. I think I'm going to have the pink on that side. Let's trim that down for a second. Yeah, I'm changing it up a little bit, Joe. Yeah, there we go. So let's pop some low-tack tape down onto each one of these. Now, all of these dies will fit onto your large machines. They will also fit on individually onto your Gemini Junior plate. I don't know what's going off here, Joe, but I just need to clean this tape up. I've got black pieces of cardstock stuck everywhere. I know, I don't know how that's happened, so let's put a clean piece on. Let's push that down. So yes, going back to that, sorry, it will fit onto your large. This is my A4 Gemini platform that I'm using. And you can see with a bit of clever slipping down, I can get all 3 on, but each will individually fit onto a Gemini Junior as well. So I'm just going to pop that like so. There we go.
It is handy having the larger one, isn't it? You just want to do it all together at the same time.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now it is a thin metal die, so I'm just going to pop the combination together with the plastic shim, the magnetic shim, and the other cutting plate, and run those through like so. And I'm going to do a bit of drop shadowing with this. I'm going to have the nesting ability. I might actually cut another one through and show you that framed, although I might save that later on because I've got an aperture style card that we're going to do. I'm going to do a bit of a light up box.
Oh, nice.
Be a gift box. I've got a shaped panelled box as well. So I've got lots of different things that I've got planned coming up with these fabulous dies. But first things first, let's take off and take a look at these lovely, and they really are. This Portofino is just divine. It's absolutely glorious. And if I just hold it up against a darker cardstock, just bear with me. Isn't it beautiful that? Let's just take a second to see how beautiful this gorgeous one is. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful design around there, got this lovely cutout feature, and that's the largest of
really seems to lend itself even to just a sentiment across the middle or something across the centre of that, doesn't it? The way the design is separated.
That is the lovely thing about these. Do you know we talk about them being nesting dies, but that's a beautiful frame in itself. You can simply then just add something that you can actually make your own card blank, talking of which we're going to be covering that as well. But yeah, they could be used simply on their own, but when you start to nest them together, they really do look just glorious. They really do. So, and let me just, I love this one. Let's just pop that onto the top so you can see them, how they work together. Take a look at that. That
Really
is
nice.
just beautiful. And even in that double-sided pearlescent cardstock, looks glorious. And it kind of matches in. I think it's really quite clever how that's done. But again, both can work separately as well. And then let's have a look at the last little piece there. So the little one that goes across, and I say the little, lovely slimline feature again. But this one's quite cool. Look at that one. I love this. Reminds me of records. Do you know old records? Little discs. Just love that one. I think it's absolutely super cool. But again, when you pop them in on themselves, let's just go in there like so. You can see straight away how they all work beautifully together. Now I'm going to use this to create this shadow effect that I'm going to do. And I do like this technique. It's really quite a lovely technique. I'm just going to clear my dyes because I'm going to die cut in, I'm saying opposing colours, but in contrasting colours. So I've already cut one out in black, Joe. So I've got a black one here to sit beside. And again, I'm just going to kind of literally, can you see, just by drop shadowing it slightly. And when I say drop shadow, very effective
on the white, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it just gives it a little bit of an extra pop. And I quite like that effect. So I'm going to have that black one there for that one. For this pink one, I think I'll have black as well. So I've just re-die cut this. I did this before the show, but just to make that pop. And each one just gives it that lovely little popping element. So I'll pop that one on there.
Are these going to work with things like glitter card and mirror card as well, these dyes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Just going to re-cut myself another little one here. But while I'm doing that, do you know what I think I'll show you? In fact, make sure I've cleaned the dye first. Let's give it a clean. There we go. I'm just going to trim this down. You're only going to use as well, which I love about this, is like, do you know, your bits and bobs with your cardstock? Do you know, what I call your bit box? You'll probably be able to get away with using things that, do you know, like little odd pieces, like when you've chopped bits off. This is what you're going to be able to use with these dies as well. But I'm going to show you. I'm just going to create that for the drop shadow. So I need a bit of low tack tape. Let's pop some low tack tape. I'm going to go back to that large one again. Let's show it in the black. And I'm going to use the largest of the die. So let's pop that large one on.
A lot of people saying you could make these into really lovely bookmarks and gift them to people.
Beautiful bookmarks, and the style of them and the shape of them will create beautiful bookmarks. But I'm going to show you by popping two together the effect that it'll create. And I'm just going to do that while I'm cutting myself my little drop shadow of my white one. I'll do that at the same time. So I'm going to just run that through. If you have got your larger machines, think of how many different configurations you're going to be able to use with this one as well, and create lots of... I've already got a pile going off here at side of me, Joe, from earlier on this morning when I was playing with them. And I've already got myself a pile that I'm not throwing away. They're coming home with me because I'm going to be able to use them in lots of other styles of crafting as well. So let's take that off to show you now. That bit will be cut out in the same as my black one was, but we'll just create my drop shadow, which I'm going to go with.
Just thought as well, Debbie, the outside edge especially, if you had lovely pictures that you wanted to, photos that you wanted to put onto scrapbook pages, you could absolutely use the largest die to actually cut into a picture, couldn't you, a photo, and take an element of it out. So giving you a photo but with a really lovely decorative edge.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's obviously cut out my centrepiece, but what it's done now is, and I'll save that again for later on, and I'll just give it a little clean and a little release, just to show you, again, when you use two of them together, let me just clean me, get all my pieces out. When you use two pieces together, you create this beautiful aperture frame. This is when you can start to make your things. You've shown some of those black and white concepts already, haven't you, Joe?
Yes. I'm going to show you them in just a moment.
Yeah. Oh, have you not shown them yet?
Not yet.
Oh, I think we did it this morning, didn't we? We showed them, but yeah, we'll show you in a moment. This is when you can start to get creative with your cards. And again, I'm just going to poke out all my little pieces so you can see how lovely and how delicate this one is. Now it's created this beautiful delicate frame, like you've just said for scrapbooks, in scrapbooking. You said about cutting it out as a solid one, but what about sticking a photo behind a frame? What about using this to create your aperture card? And then literally, this is when you start to really get creative with them, and that's what hopefully I'm going to show you in these next 2 hours and some, because they are so lovely, and I know you're all loving them. This is the exclusive Die to Crafters TV that I'm using currently.
The Portofino?
The Portofino, yeah. but I'm just going to show you, once I've poked out all my little pieces, let's get rid of all those. And I do love, do you know, I talked about, I'm not a lover of the poking, but once you've got it all sorted, Joe, it looks beautiful. It's worth it. It is worth it to create. Oh, what's this one left in there? There we go. Let's get rid of that. But take a look now. I've created that beautiful frame. Every time you think you've cleaned it, you see another one.
Like a lovely Art Deco mirror or something.
Beautiful. And that's come from the same piece. And if I just bring that one back in, hang on a minute. See? You see bits? There we are. I think that's all of them out. Yeah. Oh no, hang on a minute. Let me get rid of all of these. It's worth it. It's worth it. Although a dye cleaning brush will probably be a lot easier than a poker tool at this point. But, oh, Debbie, don't be heavy-handed like I was just there. Dearie me. Doing it again. I got my fingernail caught under there, but not to worry because it's got to be used as the backdrop. But one die used twice, well, that's the outside frame as a solid nested piece, but by popping that second piece in there creates that beautiful aperture frame.
It's so well designed as well, how the outside edge of the second die even gives you that nice scallop corner when you use it on the inside, because you would never know looking at that one on the left that wasn't how that die had been designed. Actually, it has been designed like that, but you'd never know you'd use two together to cut that out. It just looks like a beautiful frame die in its own right. And I think that's where you start to see the value in things like nesting dies, isn't it? All of the different configurations in which you can use them means that you're going to get so much use out of them.
And I'm going to show you one more, because this is going to be me shadow drop. I can get away with this one, but I'm going to show you again. Just by simply, I'm going to run through that small one now, so I'm going to run that through. And again, out of the pieces that I've just done, again, the different styles that you can create and the different frames you can create. And by adding the smaller one to the larger frame, you create a deeper border and a different look again. So again, it's all about using them to the full potential. Don't just see it as a nesting die, think of other ways that you can use them too, and hopefully over these next 2 hours you'll see all the different ways, and it'll get you invigorated as well, because not only is it cut out now another little piece that I'm going to use again, I'll probably use it later on, but let me just take that piece off because it's created me that little panel again. Love that side. So I'm going to pop that there. But now what it's done is created this lovely deeper frame. So again, but they look completely different. But just by creating and adding the frames in, so you've got the full nested die, and I'll bring that one back in again for a second. So the full panel. By using the smaller fat panel inside, you've created yet another one, and again popping that on, you've created another little technique, and pop that one maybe in a different colour and pop that onto the top. You can create some inner page effects, but you can see from that one set of dies the 3 different ways that you can use them, and then of course you've got all your nesting dies that sit in on top as well. So that being said, I am going to just bring in a card blank.
Thinking these might be lovely to create invitations with as well, you know, Debbie.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the lovely thing about this is, like I said, it's the DL side, whether you go the portrait way or the landscape way, these are going to work equally as lovely. Now, I've brought in same colours that I've used in the card. So I've used our matte black cardstock. You'll find that on the website. I'm not sure if it's on the show, but you'll find it definitely on the website. So matte black cardstock. So I'm going to pop that just into there, like so. What did producer Georgina just say to me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Karen says, I'm at breakfast. I'm waiting for my friend, so I thought I'd pop in and see these. Oh, Karen, where are you for breakfast? I think going out for breakfast, Debbie, is something quite posh about going out for breakfast.
Oh, I know. I haven't been out for breakfast for ages.
Marnie Pinchoff says these are just so gorgeous. Nee says, love the Portofino one especially. They are all available individually. If you want to grab individuals, you can. They're $14.99 or $22.95, or any two for £27 or $42, which is brilliant.
Now, I said I'm going to create a bit of a shadow drop, so I'm just going to find my, what have I done with my Dotty tape pen? I think I'm going to have to pinch the studio one. I'm sure Tracy won't mind, but I am going to cover this up. So, although it's a beautiful frame, I just did it for that purpose of just showing you how to create it. So, I'm just going to pop my Dotty tape pen on the back of the filigree part.
Any questions you got about these, how you might want to use them, things you'd like to know? That, well, I say, get them into us, really get them into Debbie. I'm I'm just the vessel that carries them to Debbie, really. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are over on YouTube. Also, Debbie,
Yep.
it's International Monument and Landmark today. International Monument and Landmark Day today.
Wow.
So how about people let us know their favourite monuments or landmarks that they've visited?
Oh, that's a good one.
Let me know. Yeah, I'd love to know.
Quite like that,
Pop them over.
Oh, definitely. So I'm going to put these two together as well, Jo. So what I'm doing is creating a bit of textured layers by adding the shadow drop. Of course, they would work just as beautiful on their own, individually, but I quite like the idea of having a little bit of texture to the card. And again, I'll just pop that on. And again, I'm just going to do exactly the same way. I'm just going to drop it by a fraction and just, I call it a skew whiff angle, but just to create a little bit of dimension there. And that's going to sit into, what have you got on there, Debbie? Have I got, I've got glue on my mat. Ooh, just when I thought I cleaned it. Let me just see if I can get that off. Actually, to be fair, that's going to cover it up, so stop worrying, Debbie, stop worrying. But I'm going to pop that, the white one, just over the top, and again, I'm just going to drop shadow that, although I'm going to be taking it care. Let me make sure I don't get glue. That's the purpose of wiping up all your glue gubbins off your mats when you're finished. So I'm going to pop that a little bit, just drop that a little bit. And again, it creates a little bit of extra dimension. So I'm going to lay that one flat onto the card. In fact, did I already glue it down? Oh yeah, you've already glued it. Did I glue it down? I don't, oh no, that's why, it's because I've got my missing back. I'm thinking I haven't glued that down. Don't remember doing that. So again, I'm just going to pop my glue onto the back parts and create the flat panel. But again, just with that little bit of a drop shadow gives it an illusion of a little bit more to it, a little bit more texture to it, just by adding that on there. I'm going to lift this up with foam pads, so I'm going to bring in my foam pads. Here's my small ones. Let's have a little peek. Have I got my larger ones here? Oops, I think I might have used them all this morning. Not to worry.
You've been a crafting machine so far today, Debbie, that's why. Crafty Gonzalez over there.
Well, I'm just going to add, again, just for a little lift, and again, it's creating a bit of dimension to your card. Of course, you can keep them flat if you want to keep them flat. So let's just take off my backs. And before I actually pop it on, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a helping hand so that I can get it positioned right. Adding a bit of all-purpose glue onto the back of the foam pads enables me to position it and give it a bit of time to get into place, and I think that looks about right. Yep, so I'm going to pop that down. Still not happy about my glue there in centre. And then I think I'm just, mind you, yeah, I've got away with that, haven't I? Popping that onto that centre panel brings it all in together, and with that added black shadow element, it just gives it some more texture again. I'm just going to bring in,
I thought you'd already stuck that down for a second then. I looked away for a moment and I was thinking, gosh, I hope she knows she's put that on wonky. I wasn't going to say anything, and then when you lifted it off again, I was like, oh, phew.
Right, hang on a minute, because I've got a bit more mucky glue just there. Let's just pop that down into the centre panel of that one. And that looks about, let me just do it by eye, Jo, because it's difficult when you're trying to do it by eye. It's a good old joke for saying by eye. Yep, there we go. And you can see now already coming together. Now, I've just brought in a little bit of, I did say that they worked beautifully with these dies earlier. This is the birthday die set. I'm trying to remember the correct name of them. Do you know, this is the stamp and die set, and I can't remember.
And also, Debbie, for the life of me.
I know, it's just...
Oh, it's the drop shadow ones, isn't it? Is it the drop shadow ones?
Do you know, I think it is.
Where's the two, you get the two shadow stamps and then
you know,
the dies.
Yeah, I think you're right. I did a craft along with it. I remember doing a craft along with them, and I was saying at the time, because they're so useful, because you've got the stamp sets, but you've also got the die set, and that's what I love about these, and this is exactly where I've taken this from, Jo, so thank you for that. So I'm just going to pop on there. Let's pop that into the centre. Oh, no, I don't want to take away from that. Trouble is, I don't want to take away from that either, so I'll try and shuffle that down a little bit. I'll go a bit higher, go a bit lower, go a bit across. I'm like this at home. Is anybody else the same? I am terrible. It's because I don't want to cover anything up. And I did have couple of little butterflies, because totally obsessed with butterflies, as
Well,
you
you
all
can
know.
never have too many on your project,
Well,
can
you
you?
can never have too many. And can I also say I had some spare left over from this morning. So I thought, well, what better way to use them? And again, I'm just going to bring in just a couple of little gems just to finish that off. And that's just my own personal preference, because I am a little bit of a gem addict. And I think I'll go in with this bright pink. And I'm just going to add one into each corner. And that's just, it's just for my purposes, this, just to give it a little bit of extra decoration. Let's pop that just underneath the butterfly. And I think I might pop a little one down his body as well. This is me not knowing when to step away from the gems. Because I am a little bit of a gem fiend, shall we say. I love my gems. And I just love what they can do. But again, let's not take away from those beautiful dies just how gorgeous they are. I think I'm going to have to move that happy. I'm not happy where it is. I'm not happy where my happy is, Joe. But again...
You're not happy with your happy?
I'm not happy with my happy, so I might need to position that to move it somewhere.
If you're not happy with your happy, clap your hands.
But again, just gorgeous, beautiful set of dies, and that's in its simplistic form, just using it as nesting dies.
Amazing. Let me take you back through. In fact, then, let me take you through the concept suite then, because that will show you all these glorious designs, but also all the different things that you can do with them. And again, you'll see here so many different options. The other thing as well that you don't really, I don't think you're really going to totally notice until you get these home, is the amount of very subtle embossed detail you've got in all of these designs as well. They are absolutely brilliantly subtle, very, very nice. If you've got things like your gilding waxes, your gilding polishes, your sparkle shimmer paste, all of those kind of products, you're going to absolutely love adding those to these. I can imagine you going very sort of like, they're a little bit, Debbie, like the golden era of cinema, they remind me of. You know, that kind of Hollywood vibe. They've got their glitz, they're very glam, but they're also, yeah, a bit Great Gatsby-esque. And I think that's because they're in the black and white, so it doesn't add any context to them. But if you want to, I bet these would look great cut from patterned cardstock as well. I can't imagine the kind of results that you could achieve then. Love this one with a spinner in there. I think that is so, so elegant. Also, I think you could, they do have a little bit of an oriental vibe to them in places as well. So you've got things like the chinoiserie, the peacock collection. They're going to work beautifully with those as well. I think you could, of course, make them fit into any of your collections that you have, because they can just be, they can be a focal point like Debbie's created just there, you know, and have them sort of front and centre in your design. But they could just be a very plain, or just a very simple matte layer in the back, just when you need that extra texture, that extra added interest. You know, sometimes you're putting a project together, Debbie, you've looked at the composition, you think it just needs a little bit more oomph somewhere. You know, pop one of these matte layers in the back, it is really going to lift it and bring it to life. Let me just share with you this one. I love this idea, done with the, as the actual card shape. I think that would make a great place setting as well, Debbie. You know, if you want to make your own place settings, really cool. I think the size of them really lend themselves to obviously being a great addition to larger projects, being whole projects on their own. I think you could cut them in half if you wanted to make great tags as well, as another wonderful way of using them. So something that is very, very versatile, and the designs are absolutely stunning. Let me take you back then through the 5 designs that you're getting in this collection. Brand new, all launching today for you here on Crafters TV. So you've got, of course, your Luca, which is this one just there. So I like this detailing here. It's very sort of angular, this one. Oh, sorry. Then you've got your Latina, which is that one there. Love this swirly detailing. This one I think particularly would work very well with the Peacock collection, because it's got all those really lovely rounded edges on there too. This one here, this is your Ferrara that you can see there. Kind of lacy, this one, which is really nice. Then you've got your Modena. There we go. I'm struggling with that one, aren't I? And this one, again, really lovely. Love the straight line detailing that you've got there. And finally, the Portofino, exclusive to us here at Crafters Companion. You won't get that from any of the other third-party wrap any of our other third-party retailers. And again, really lovely, love those lovely swirls in there. $59.96 or $91.80. Now, that represents the best value because what you're getting is one of those for free, which is excellent. You are able to get them all individually if you want to. The Portofino and the Latina, sorry, are your two favourites at the moment. But any two of them, £27 or $42 if you want to get your hands on those. Now, something that was so incredibly busy when we launched. Did these go and they're back in stock, or am I making it up? I'm pretty sure these sold out at the launch, but they are here now. Look at these. They are stunning. It is your luxury mirrored card that we're talking about. Now, this is a 250 GSM, but because it's coated, it feels much heavier duty than that. It's going to be really great. It's a great all-round weight for doing things like boxes. It's also so bloomin' bling-alicious. You don't need much of this on your projects. Look at the way it reflects the light. Really lovely. Oh, there you are. It's so thick I can barely flick it. Look at that. Really lovely. You've got the hearts, you've got the florals. It's kind of like, it looks etched, so it's like mirror with matte mirror overlaid over it. Absolutely beautiful. So this one here, $34.99 or $39.95. You can go for that one, which is your everydays, or you can go for the everyday coloured, which is this one just here. Now let me take you back through these ones. So look at that. Same designs in here, but in all of these gorgeous colours. I love the blush there, and the silver is stunning. You've then got your blues there, and finally going through to those gorgeous reds and yellows. Really beautiful. $34.99 or $39.95 if you want to get your hands on those. Right, I've also got some Centura Pearl available too. Let me just grab that for you. You've got 100 sheets here with this one, which is brilliant. So you can see that. Let me take you through the colours. You've got baby blue. You've also got baby pink, mint green. This one here is your... That is your lavender. Then you've got the black. Don't see the black all that often. Then you've got the deep purple, the solar gold. This is the rose gold, the copper, and the pale silver. So they are the 10 that you're getting. That's brilliant value because they work out to be £3 or $5 a pack. They actually then become $2.40 or $4 a pack if you're going for them. Brilliant, brilliant value. And remember, triple points across absolutely everything, but only up until the end of today. So make sure you're grabbing those today whilst you're getting that triple points. A great storage box for you. This is great for so many different things. Wonderful for your for lots of different your stamps and dies. Also great as well for finished projects as well. Now I'm just going to check. Do we get the wallets in here as well? You don't get the wallet, so you can buy the wallet separately if you want to over on the website, but it's brilliant for storing. Great for also gems. You've got toppers that you have got from topper sheets that have popped out. They can go in here. They store beautifully on a shelf for you as well. Really great quality as well, which is exactly what you expect from Totally Tiffany, of course. So it's your template and sticker storage box, $3.99 or $4.99. If you want to go for that one. Pammy says, good morning all. Joe, does that mirror card crack when you score it? No, I don't believe it would. Do you, Debbie?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's a beautiful mirror card. It's what I call, excuse me, I've just squidged an egg in thinking I weren't coming on for a couple of minutes.
Have you got mini eggs in your mouth?
I've got a mini egg in my mouth.
Oh, come on, let me have one.
Sorry. I'm ever so sorry. Well, what you want me to get you?
What?
What, you want me to get you it back?
Yeah, only one. I don't want to open a fresh packet. Sorry, thank you.
What are you like?
Oh, not the one you're eating at the moment. No.
The one I'm like, what on earth is he on about? Give me the mini egg. I'm like, out of my mouth. Joe, I know we're close, but we're not that close. But yeah, it doesn't crack. And it's a beautiful, I call it the high end of mirror card, that one, because it's that foiled design stamped into, it's embossed into that cardstock. It's super quality. Is it 300 GSM if I remember rightly, Joel?
250, but with the coating, it feels a lot more.
It does feel, honestly, it does feel a lot thicker, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's perfect for construction, card making, if you're doing your card blanks and things like that. But perfect for die cutting into as well. I think these would look beautiful in there, but it doesn't crack at all. It's absolutely beautiful. I always tell you, when you're scoring cardstock, you should always do it gently, never hard. because when you do hard, you tend to crack straight through, but that doesn't crack, and I know that because I've used it for my box making, and it doesn't crack at all.
Can
I go and finish this now, Joe, for a second?
As well. You're going to finish your egg now? It's
Thank
pretty
you.
melted. Do you have a specific way that you eat your mini eggs?
I like to suck them
Right.
until the hard shell dissolves.
Right.
And if it doesn't, I crack it with my teeth and then suck and swallow all that gorgeous chocolate
Amazing.
till it melts down the throat.
I just sort of throw them in.
You just throw
I
them
just
in.
throw them in and sort of munch them away. Yeah, I
That
don't.
packet will last me a few hours.
Will it?
Oh,
last
yeah.
me 20
Absolutely.
minutes max. A packet of mini eggs gone. How about the larger sort of cream eggs? How do you eat those?
Oh, now then, cream eggs. Nibble off the top,
Yeah.
like a little rabbit with his teeth. Nibble off the top
Yeah.
until I've got a little bit of a hole. And then, if I can't do it with my tongue, I get my finger in and scoop it out with my finger. So all the cream inside's gone. And then shove the whole hollow egg into your mouth and let it just dissolve.
Oh.
Until it all trickles down. And that's how I eat my cream egg. I've heard rumours that people stick them in freezers and things like that. What on earth is wrong with people? Why would you put a Cadbury's cream egg in a freezer? Talk about breaking your teeth. You've got to devour and enjoy. And I like it when it's got the runny middle, not the hard middle.
What, do they do a runny middle and a hard
Well,
middle?
I was so disappointed yesterday because I bought myself, because nobody bought me any cream eggs, so I bought myself a cream egg and it was rock hard in centre.
What?
Rock hard. It was like nuggets. I was
Did you
like,
have a
I was
runny
trying
egg?
to, I was picking at it with my fingernail and I couldn't even get in and get it out, so I was a bit disappointed with that one.
Oh,
I like
Debbie.
it nice, soft and runny.
Yeah, you want a good runny middle in your cream egg. Eve B says, oh my gosh, what gorgeous paper, talking about that miracle. It's definitely in the 2 to stroke and 1 to use category. Absolutely is. Now, talking of gorgeous paper, how are we doing, Georgina? How many of these 12 by 12s are left?
How many?
There's 5. There's 5 of this Hummingbird 12 by 12 left. And I have a feeling it is the last 5 we have, sorry. So if you want this, now is, well, the next 5 people can grab a hold of it. If you've bought it, maybe you've already just got the Hummingbird home, you're thinking, gosh, I need more. This could be your last chance, potentially ever, to get your hands on this. So be quick if you want it. $14.99 and $19.40. All of the elements of the Hummingbird collection, apart from the 6x6 paper pad, are all in stock at the moment. This will be the next one to go. We do also have as well this, which is your luxury linen cardstock. And I'll just change the details for you. 24 sheets in here, 250 GSM, $14.99 and $19.95. You can go for that. You can also go for the vellums as well. So this one here is your gorgeous vellums. I mean, the designs are absolutely stunning on all of these. You get 6 different designs. You'll get 24 sheets of that in total. Really lovely thickness to it. A lot you can do, distress it, tear it. Really great to add texture to your projects. $12.99 or $16.95. That has been exceptionally busy as well. All the other hardware items are available. They're on the website. They're not in the shop the day category though, so you will have to just type Hummingbird into the search bar and then it will take you to all of those items. But if that's in your basket, that Hummingbird 12 by 12, you need to check it out, which is fantastic. Right then, Debbie, what would you like to share with us next?
A Medina. I love the Medina one. Do you know what? I think they're all breathtakingly beautiful. I'm not going to lie. There isn't one that I don't like. They are all stunning. They all have that same increase in size or decrease in size, however you look at it. If you start with the smallest, it increases to that largest size die. But each one offers you something different in shape and style. And there isn't one single die in any of the sets. So you get 3 in each one. There isn't one single one that is the same. They're all different. And to be fair, Joe, you can really have a play with them and mix and match some of them as well. So there's nothing to stop you from mixing and matching these dies with other of the sets as well. But I am playing with the Medina, and again, I've got my 3 styles with that, and I say increasing, decreasing, whichever way you look at it. If you start with the smallest, it increases in size, but it increases in those perfect increments for your perfect mat and layers every single time. So, I did, do you know what, I'm doing it again. I've got a bit monochrome with this one, Joe.
You're a very classy lady today, aren't you?
Do you know?
Very classy lady.
But I am going to show you how you can create a Slimline easel card. So we're talking about those card blanks and your card bases. That's what I'm going to do with this. So I'm only going to use the largest die for this particular style card to start with, and then I'm going to start using the others as well. But I'm going to hold the first piece down with a bit of low tack tape, and we're going to run that through. Now, I did say that these will fit through your Gemini Junior, including the largest of the dies. So your Gemini Junior or your Gemini Midi, these will all fit through. They're not going to fit through your smaller machine, so I'm not going to tell you that it will. With the exception of the littlest, it will fit through your Mini, and I just double checked it because it's 3 inches by 6, and the smallest will go through your Mini. So I gave a little bit of false information out this morning because I didn't think it went through the Mini until I had to do a little bit of prep, and absolutely it does. So we're going to do this, and we're going to cut this out 3 times because I'm going to create an easel. If I was just doing a card shape, so a card blank with this particular, I'd just cut it twice. Now, I take care with the delicate features, so when you're taking it off your die, I always tell people, and this is how me and Jan used to tell everyone in store, put your finger behind and pull and lift, and it stops it from tearing. But again, beautiful, beautiful design in each one. Just going to get rid of all my bits, and we're going to cut that again. Now, you could try and cut it 2 pieces at any one time. Because of the delicate nature, I would probably just stick to the 1. So just do your 1 each time. So I'm going to run them through 3 times. And show you how to create that lovely slimline easel card. An easel card with a difference because it's quite tall, Joe, so it's going to be a nice tall size to this one. And I honestly love this on-trend theme that we're going through at the moment here at Crafters. And I do love these dies. They're absolutely beautiful for that reason. And that lovely, beautiful decorative design to them as well. I'm going to give it a little tap and just release that.
Marsha's ordered a Moderna. Pammy says, just found out my hubby ordered this collection without saying.
Oh,
wow.
What a lovely hubby. Who said that?
That was Pammy who said that on YouTube.
Pammy, you lucky girl.
He's a keeper, clearly.
He absolutely is. Absolutely he is. Now with my third piece, I've got my 2 pieces. If I was making that as a card blank, that would be able to create my card blank, and I'd just put a score line around the back and stick it together. But I'm going for the easel feature with this one. Now, because I am going to do some more matting and layering, I'm going to fill my plate up. So I'm going to use, and I've been using it a lot because it sits at the side of my craft table, which is my beautiful Centura Pearl. This is the fresh white. How
is the craft room looking, Debbie?
Absolutely fine.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Check you out.
Check me out like a new girl. Keep telling you, in fact, well, I hope I didn't annoy my neighbours last night, but I didn't get finished. I've told you I've been busy crafting away for the last few days, apart from Saturday when even when I got back from Skeggy on Saturday night, I went into my craft room 10 o'clock at night till, we'll not talk about the hour that I finished, but just to get some prep done. But last night I didn't finish till extremely late. And I got the Hoover out because I couldn't bear to leave it for a couple of days while I came to Crafters TV. I couldn't bear to leave it messy, so I got the Hoover out at a very naughty time. It's a good job I've got a quiet Hoover, and it is quiet. If I said past midnight, would I get judged?
Yeah, but how far past midnight?
Let's just say maybe an hour or 2 past midnight.
So 2 a.m.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe, yeah. I'm sure they won't mind. They don't watch Crafters TV, it's fine.
Is it your neighbours you're worried about waking up, or do you think it was...
Well, my son can sleep through World War III, let me tell you.
Really?
He didn't wake up not through nothing. Plus, he'd been out celebrating Bank Holiday weekend, so he was gone to Wales. Absolutely fine. He were totally fine. But yeah, but it is a quiet Hoover, I'm not going to lie. I've got, am I allowed to say it?
I reckon so.
Shark. I've got a Shark.
I've got a Shark.
And they're very quiet.
Yeah.
It's not a noisy
Have you got
Hoover.
the plug-in one or the cordless one?
This one's a plug-in one, but it's quite a quiet Hoover. Yeah. In fact, it's the quietest Hoover I've ever had. The best Hoover I've ever had. There are other Hoovers out there. Let me just say. There are other Hoovers out there. Look at me getting a little plug to. But yes, there are other Hoovers out there. But yeah, I do want a little battery-operated one as well. I do. So that's my next purchase. We have to call them,
don't we, Debbie?
You what, love?
Vacuum cleaners, we have to call them. Not allowed to call them Hoovers.
Oh, we're not allowed to, oh no, of course we're not. Absolutely, yes, too right, that's a branded name. It's because back in the day, when I was younger, that's what they were called.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
everyone called them that, didn't they? My
Yeah,
mum always
everybody
called
called
them
it an Hoover. Yeah, but it is a branded name, isn't it? Yeah. No, vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaner, yeah, absolutely.
There's not many products out there, are there, that are defined by a single brand? I was thinking about this the other day. TomTom was one of them. Do you remember when we used to ask each other if we had a TomTom? Not a sat-nav. Was it? We didn't call it a sat-nav, did we? We just called it a TomTom. Do you remember?
Back in the day,
That's
I
right,
do
I
remember a
got a TomTom.
TomTom. Yeah, I remember purchasing one. Yeah.
Do you, I was thinking about this the other day.
Yep.
I don't know how I used to drive and get around from it. I also, Debbie, used to be a courier in London driving a van.
You did not.
I did, in the days pre-sat-nav.
No way.
Pre-sat-nav London. I used to have an A to Z of London, and I used to drive
I won't even
from
go to
Barking
London
in
in
East
car
London,
with a
and I used to
sat-nav.
deliver parcels all day around the city of London. Can you imagine now?
Could you imagine trying to do that now? Dear me.
Well, I feel like now we don't ever learn where or the way anywhere because we put our sat nav on. We just rely on that, don't we? Because the sat nav tells you, just don't take any notice.
No, I know.
Like if my battery goes flat on my phone, I mean, I think I'd struggle to get home, Debbie. It's funny, isn't it? How
It is, it's a funny
the
old
world
world
just
we live
moves
in, and
on.
modern technology just changes so much, it does. Right, with this, I'm going to create a card. So I'm going to move those to one side, but what I'm going to do is first put these three pieces together to create my easel. And again, to be fair, you can create your easel on the side if you want, but I wanted to create a long slimline one with this one. So first things first, I need a scoreboard because one of my pieces, I'm going to keep one as my bottom base, one is the top base, and the one in the centre is the one that's going to be, I can see we've not, this is a box clean one, isn't it? I'm not used to this, Joe. I'm used to me little line down centre. Where's my big... Hang on a minute. I'm not happy with this. Who's been in this weekend? Who's been here this weekend? Here it is. My little trusty one with my little line
You
down.
one you like.
I've got to work with something, Joe.
Oh,
I've
it
got to
did.
work
I
with
looked at it
something.
and I found it disconcerting just looking at it without the line on.
Yeah, my little one's disappeared though. I don't know where that's gone. I bet it's that Sarah next door. I
Anne
bet
says, okay, Debbie, you're a grown-up. You can get home whenever you want and you can vacuum whenever you want.
Bless her. I just wanted to keep my craft room clean, and I'm just going to put it there. I just wanted to keep my craft room clean. I thought I can't go away for 2 days, come back, and then go and sit in my craft room while it's messy. Because I don't know about anybody else, because you think I'm messy here when I'm tapping away. I'm exactly the same at home. Tap it, and then it goes everywhere. So I have to clean it. Just got to clean it. So thank you. I feel better now I've been given permission. Right, so what I'm going to do in this piece is I popped it onto the landscape part and I'm going to put 2 score lines in. Now I'm going to go down the centre, and because I've got these 2 lovely points here, it enables me to create a centre line. So I'm just going to run that down there. Then I'm just going to move it down a tad, and I'm going to use this score line. This is why I always have a little marker on my board, and I'm just going to use the pinpoint part of the top and the bottom of that one to create the next piece. And what this will do for me is pop in, and I'm just going to fold that in half. I mean, you could measure it in half if you wanted to, but I just want a small guide to where I'm popping my score lines in, because what we're going to do now to create the easel is match that up on that end. And
Amazing.
now literally creates, if I turn it that way you can see it better, creates the easel part. You can, if you want, go a little bit lower. I suppose it depends on the, shall I say, the style of the easel that you want to go to. But again, I'm just going to pop my dotty tape pen. Ooh, actually, just before I put this together, Joe, I'm going to bring back in my matte layer. And I've cut myself an extra piece in the cream cardstock for the bottom part of my bottom layer, and I'm going to put that on before I actually stick the panel down. So I'm just going to use, again, dotty tape pen, only because I've got all these lovely intricate parts, this decorative feature to these dies. And I'm just going to pop that on to the bottom, and you can see how it's been created. Is that the right way around? That's the right way around. There's my lovely, beautiful nesting features. So pop that on. And then I'm going to now put this on. So this top layer, I'm just going to match up to the very top. And I'm just going to position it and pop down like so. And that's created the bottom part of me. As you can see, it's created it and popped that in. And then I'm just going to stick, and the only bit I'm going to do here, if I just push that out for a second, is I'm going to put my glue on this bottom panel. So again, I'm going to use my dotty tape pen for those filigree designs.
Jill says, I used to do home visits. The sat-nav used to send me through garage forecourts and down railway lines with no roads. In other words, useless. Those early ones were a bit hit and miss, weren't they, Debbie?
Those early ones were a nightmare.
Oh, turn left in 1.2 miles. And then it'd be like, you do 800 yards later, do a U-turn. You missed your turn. You'd be like, you didn't tell me to turn.
No, my first one, oh my days, when I first went to Blackpool, it sent me to this cow field. Must have done it 5 times.
A cow field?
A cow field.
The same one?
The same one. It just kept sending me round and round and round, Joe. And honestly, in end, I nearly had a bit of a breakdown because I was just getting a bit stressed. And all it kept doing was, I kept circling. That's what I kept doing. I ended up going back to the hotel where I stayed, went and had a cup of coffee, got back in, and did the good old-fashioned thing. Bring up somebody who knows the way back. That's what I do. Oh dear, honestly, because the stress, it was too much stress, Joe. So I've just lined up at the bottom end now, but because I'm using it as an easel, I just wanted it to go on that bottom part like so. But I'm just making sure it all lines up and it all marries up. And straight away now you can see I've got this beautiful feature of an easel card. So I'm just going to make sure I've got all my score lines into place, nice and crisp score lines. Let me find my bone folder. There we go. And now you can see I've got that lovely feature ready now to decorate the front panel, and we'll go back in with that piece that's going to sit onto the top. And I did say it's going to be all monochrome, this one. I'm going to keep this one nice and flat though, so I'm just going to poke out all the little pieces that I keep seeing, thinking I've cleaned my die, and then see another bits and realise I've not cleaned my die. Right, go back in with that dotty tape pen. And then I'm going to just layer that up into that centre. Hang on a minute, Joe, I've got a little piece of rogue piece there. Don't want you on there. And then just match that up. It's going to annoy me because it's determined to stick there.
Concept, this.
You what, love?
It's a really gorgeous concept, this one.
They're just beautiful. All of them are beautiful. And I'm going to go back in and again create that lovely monochrome. I don't know what it is about. It's took me literally, it's just been a theme I've had all weekend while I've been creating. But just again, it's just showing you the kind of things, and sometimes clean and simple are the classiest looking ones. So again, just pop that onto there. Now I've used a different die set with this one. Still ours. It's one of our mini. Do you know when we launched the?
This actually, Debbie, this exact die was in the die cutting weekend mystery bag that a lot of people have got yesterday. Yeah. So if you got hold of that yesterday over the weekend, then this will be perfect to use with this one. I didn't know you had a mystery bag on over the weekend, and I certainly didn't know it was that particular die. Wow. That's uncanny, that, Joe, that actually. I know, isn't it?
That I actually picked the thinking of you. That is really uncanny. And kind of thrown me off kilter there a little bit, because that's a wow factor again. Now, I'm just going to create myself a little topper sew. Do you know when I said to you I'd cut myself an extra couple of panels? Yeah. I've just snipped half of that. Can you see there?
Oh, yeah.
I've snipped it in half and popped a foam pad on, because that is going to sit and act as my... Now, what did we nickname this the other day? Stopper topper. So it depends on how far you want your easel to go down. Because I want it to create a little bit of that nesting feature, I am going to pop it a little bit low down, this one. And then I'm just going to finish that off with... I'm at it again, Joe. I'm at it again. Now, do I pop it up there? Do I pop it on the stop? Shall I pop it on the stopper? Yeah, we'll pop it on the stopper. Pop it on the... Yeah, Debbie, when you've realised you've put a little gem on there, so you're going to have to put your glue onto... oops. Uh-oh. I'm at the end again.
Oh,
what
no.
Is it with me and tape pens of late? I do apologise, but these are all the studio ones as well. There, that's better. That's better. Let's pop that one in there. And then, apart from just adding, just needs a little finishing touch. So I think I'm going to bring in some more of me. People always ask me where I get my gems from. I'm a little tad fan of Hunky Dory gems, I'm not going to lie. So these are my Unkidori gems of my own stash, but nice pearlescent feature. So again, let's just pop. And this is, again, just for my own personal preference, just to add a little finishing touch to those beautiful decorative nesting dies. So I'm going to just bring in a couple of matching ones, because I don't know about anybody else, but slightly obsessed with pearls and gems and things that are sparkly. I can't help myself, it's just the way I am. But there you go. And again, now what we've done is created a bit of a lovely slimline easel card this time, but it still folds really lovely and flat, and in the monochrome looks really beautiful. That's how you can make your own card blanks, which for me, again, not only does it create those lovely nesting parts to it, but it also creates a bit more for you as a crafter in the kind of things that you can do. Now that would equally work just as well on the side panel, and all you would do differently is just put your score lines down the centre and create a side stepper instead. But I fancied a bit of a change, so I've gone with a nice tall slimline easel card for
really
that
cute.
one.
Adore that, Debbie. Really lovely, and just one of so many different things you're going to be able to do with this particular collection. Let's whiz through then the 5 designs that you're getting in here. So you've got your Luca, which is this one here. We also have the Latina, the Ferrara, the Modena, and the Portofino as well. They are the 5 designs that you can go for. Very, very busy. £47.97, £73.44. Don't forget, platinum, that's your platinum pricing. Everyone's going to get triple points as well. It's really busy, loads more inspiration coming for you, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out those baskets right now. So whilst you do that, here's all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Loads of you loving this brand new launch. Mary Pat says lovely card. Pammy says lovely. Deborah says the card is so elegant. These dies give me that Art Deco feel. They really do, don't they? Make me want to go to a roaring 20s party. In fact, David, make me want to throw a roaring 20s party and use those to create my invoices. Imagine coming to my party. You've been to a party, thank you. Well, that's what it costs. There's a breakdown there. That's the food, that's the props, that's the drinks. There you are. Yeah, if you just pay that in 14 working days, thank you very much. The invitations. I'd never invoice someone for coming to a party. I feel I've never actually had a party, though, in my new flat, Debbie, which is quite bad, because I've been there a year and a...
They still haven't had a party. I think
He's been in longer than I've been in. I've been there about 18 months now. He's been there much longer than that. I just don't like the idea of, you know, just a lot of mess, isn't it? I've had like 5 people round for dinner or, you know, to watch the telly, but that's it. Not a big party. No, thank you. Anyway, Eleanor says, I like the Slimline cards. They have a unique look to them, but I've never made it in yet. I have to get myself some of these dies to make some of those cards. And Anne says the nice thing is that they basically fit in a US business size envelope. So unless they're really thick or heavy, it only needs a regular first class stamp, which is excellent. Really good point there, Anne. Let me move on. Let's share with you some of the brush lettering stamps that we've got, because these will work nicely with the size of those nesting dies that we've just shared with you. You're saving more than you're spending on these. So you've got a mixture of festive ones and everyday ones. So you've got Merry Christmas, you've got Season's Greetings, Christmas Wishes, Thinking of You, then of course Happy Birthday, Hello from me to you, thank you so very much, and also Happy Holidays as well. They are the designs that you are going to get included in there, and the great savings, you can see 38.36 or 47.76. That is before you take your Club Inspired discount off of there as well. I can't believe you've not done these before, Debbie. They're a really cool concept, aren't they?
I love them, absolutely love them, because I've always loved the idea of brush lettering but could never quite achieve it. Not without cheating anyway, like without tracing and things like that. And these stamps, I don't have to bother anymore because these stamps do it all for me and create that lovely effect. So this one is using the Happy Birthday one, but you can see the design, and I love that. I think that's a really lovely sample to show you how you can use them. You've got that lovely script going through the centre of it as well. The one that I did this morning was this particular one, and again using that Happy Birthday. But the lovely thing is that you can have a play with them. This one has got the Christmas in the background. The wishes has been done in a pigment ink that's been heat embossed. That's a really nice technique as well. And they've got lovely sentiments behind each one of them. That's a thank you one, and again looks absolutely beautiful. And no matter what kind of style of card you're going in with, and if you want it, do you know, I always say this about Christmas cards. Sometimes you don't want to do a lot of effort with a Christmas card, only because you know that it's only going to be up for a couple of days. These are the kind of cards you want to be sending, because you stamp, pop it onto some matte and layer, stick it onto some Christmas backing paper, done and dusted, cards look stunning. And you know, not a lot of effort's gone into it, but they don't know that.
They don't know
and the
that,
recipients
no.
don't know that. And it's got that lovely brush lettering. It would actually look like that you've done that by your hand. It's that beautiful. So they are absolutely fabulous, and a great deal as well today, which I just think is fabulous. And that's from our Monday Makers deal later on.
We'll be seeing that in more detail later. Susie asks, can you heat emboss the big word in the back and then stamp over the top of the heat emboss word? Or would you be able to stamp over heat embossing?
You would be able to, but you'll probably need you'll need a good stamping platform, is all I'm going to say, because if you're popping it over the top of a raised element, and heat embossed it gives you a little raised element, not massive, but it gives you a bit of a raise. So if you're going with a bigger letter and then you want to stamp over the top, just make sure that you've got a really good stamping platform to get that crisp line going across it, because it will do it, but you just have to put a little bit more pressure down when you're stamping. I would personally do it the other way around. Background, big stamp, heat emboss over the top. That's the way I would do it to make it easy for yourself.
There you are. Hope that helps. I mean, I guess you could... Nothing to stop you heat embossing the lot, though, really, is there? Could you put a pigment ink down and then put another pigment ink up with the other one over the top, or is it going to sort of mush the colours together?
No, you'll be able to do that.
So then just have the whole thing heat embossed?
Yeah, you'll be able to do that, and then put it all down, and you could heat emboss the whole lot. Yeah, you can do that as well.
Amazing. Right, you'll be seeing those a little bit later in Monday Makers. What a steal of... This is it shouldn't be a deal of the day, steal of the day, this particular one, because... These are amazing value. They are your rotation stamps. These are a buy one, get 3 for free. So you're going to pay for this one just here, the Meadow Reef, $12.99, $14.95, and then you get the rest totally free of charge. So you've then got in here your butterfly roses, really lovely detailing you get on these. The next one here is your rustic botanicals, and you'll also receive the butterfly wishes in there too. A really cool concept. There's another great one to have to use with your stamping platform. What I would say is that stamping platform is your hero tool as well in Monday Makers. A hero tool? Nope, it's your Monday Mega Deal is what it is. Let me just share that with you. That's coming up later as well in our Monday Makers show. It is that 8x8 platform that Debbie was talking about just a moment ago. It is a fantastic tool, this. Really great consistent stamping, really nice large area. You've got the grid on there as well, and you can do all your different stamping techniques. You're also going to get as well the white multi-purpose card in there, 60 sheets of that, A4 size, 300 GSM if you want to get your hands on that one just there. So don't miss out on that. You get the card for free in that particular configuration, which is excellent. Any other questions you've got, keep them coming in. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. Right, where are we going next, Debbie? Oh, we're going to Lucca.
We're going to Lucca, yeah.
Oh, lovely. It's just between, it's in the rolling hills of Tuscany, just between Florence and Pisa.
Oh,
yeah.
You see, so knowledgeable, Joe, so knowledgeable. I wouldn't have a clue.
They have a big music festival there every year, and this year, Celine Dion is headlining at the music festival.
Are you kidding me?
And it's in this big, it looks like it's in, I really want to go one year. It looks like it's outside this big sort of church, this lovely, on this big walled piazza, and they put a big stage in it.
Oh.
Imagine, of all the places to go and see Celine, go and see her there.
Oh.
In the middle of the summer.
Oh, don't.
Ice cream in one hand, slice of pizza in the other.
Oh,
yes, please.
absolutely. That sounds amazing. That does sound amazing. And she's amazing to watch in live. I was very, very blessed to see her live, and she's well worth it.
I have tickets to see her at the end of next month. She's back, isn't she?
Yes.
No, she's back over, yeah.
Is that the one that Craig's going to as well?
The end of May. I think he might be.
Yeah,
I'm already seeing her in London.
tickets.
I'm going with a lot of friends, but I'm thinking I might need to see her twice on the tour, Debbie. Once to just go and see her and sit quietly on my own, take it in, have it all, and then another to go with friends with a bit more of a jovial atmosphere, sing along, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I cried.
I love her that much.
I cried when she came on stage.
Did you?
I was on my own. My daughter bought it for my birthday present, but I cried. I've always wanted to see her. I love her. I absolutely adore her. I've loved her since she won Eurovision back in 1988. But absolutely adored her. And just watch her grow into this worldwide artist that she is now. But yeah, I cried. She came on stage and I burst in tears. I was just so overwhelmed. Thank goodness I was on my own and I just able to wipe a few tears away. But amazing, amazing. So yes, Joe. Get us a ticket. I'll jump over there and I'll come to Lucca with you.
If I go and see her again somewhere else, then on the tour in May, I'll look you up.
Right, so going back to the Lucca die, I'm going to create an aperture card with this one. And we're going to go again towards the DL. It lends itself towards the DL. A lot of people will ask you what DL means. It means dimensional lengthways, but that's all it is. And we've already discovered it's an exact third of an A4 card for those who are wanting to know the kind of measurements. But these have been designed with that lovely DL in mind, but they're slimline. They're that beautiful style of that slimline feature, which I just think are absolutely gorgeous. And to create the aperture, I've actually, now, I don't know how many we've got left, and I don't know if we've sold it out, but this is a 12 by 12 paper pad of the Hummingbird.
We'll have a little look, Debbie.
Yeah, so I've gone with, I've gone with the kind of style of it's got about 9 by 4 inches, this one, and I've just simply taken it from our all-purpose cardstock, because to create me aperture, I want to line my cardstock up to get the perfect measurement. So what I'm going to show you is, and to create the aperture, because I'm going to create the aperture using the middle-sized die, and the outside die is going to create myself a panel by using both together. And I'll show you how to do it in a moment. First things first, though. So I'm going to pop this beautiful paper. What did our producer Georgina just say?
The pad has gone. Yes, indeed, it's sold out.
Oh, I knew it would.
Congrats if you got it. I did say it was going to happen.
Yeah,
we gave people a lot of warning, but. And we'll try harder to get some more back in stock, but
We will,
I really
but we-
can't see it happening now.
Yeah, because they are, if the only way we'd be able to get it is if we pinched it from other places that...
Well, we already pinched hundreds from somewhere else on
we?
Friday, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hundreds we pinched, so I don't think we can pinch any more.
because they are on a limited print run. Where we say
People will be
limited print
trading
run,
these
a
on the black
one-off.
market soon, like Glastonbury tickets at the way it's going.
Let's have a word with Christine Mahoney, because I know full well she'll have got plenty
She got 15 of them. 15 she's got.
Oh
She was
my
on yesterday on her
God.
craft along, and she gave us a tour of
Oh.
a craft space. Debbie, it's like a showroom. It's like a shop.
Oh, I'm going to have to watch the show back. I'm going to have to watch it, and I'm so upset that I missed her, 'cause she's a lovely lady. Right, Joe, I've popped on a little bit of the dotty tape pen just at the top corner and the bottom corner, like so, because I want to position my cardstock on my paper, on my beautiful paper, into situ. Fancy word, but just to hold it into place. So I've literally taken 1/4 of an inch off, so this measures at 3 3/4 by 8 3/4, because what I want to do is position it and cut the aperture perfectly through the centre of the cardstock and the paper. So I'm going to split that for a second, because I don't want it to go through both ends, but I'm going to hold this down and position it. This is how I do it. Whenever I'm creating aperture and I want to create the perfect panel that fits at the side of it, this is how I always do mine. I like to make things as simple as I possibly can, and this is my simplistic way of doing it. And I say simplistic way, it's the way that I always do it, so I'm never going to change. That's how I'm going to create it. So I'm going to pop this on and line this up onto my plate, and we're going to just pop that on like so. And then I'm going to just run that through normal platform with the Gemini again. So run that through. And then we'll do all the rest. We'll use the other dies to create some matting and layering again with these beautiful dies, and also to create that lovely frame that's going to sit on the outside of the aperture as well. So let's just bring this out. And what this will have done now is we'll have cut through, if I just turn that round, has cut through both pieces, and you can see that. So I'm just going to take that off, and I'm going to do it gently, because you want to remember it's a lovely decorative piece, and I've got a bit of low tack tape onto there as well. And what I can do now is, from where I stuck it down, I can just prise that off. Now, I'm not going to worry too much if I tear a little bit off there, because it's going to be covered back up in a second.
Okey-doke.
But I just want to get it off and then glue it all, because that's now created my aperture. Wait a minute. I knew that had happened when I took it off. That's the way around, isn't it, that I did it, yeah. But I want to put some wet glue on. So first things first, I'm going to get my wet glue, and I'm going to put that all the way around. So I'm going to stick it all down now. So I only stuck it down in a temporary position. Of course, you can, if you want, stick it down to start with, but because I hadn't previously done that, you do have to make sure your glue's dry.
Okay,
because you can permanently stick it down. Oh, I've got a bit of glue. Wait a minute, hang on a minute. Bit of string going off there. Let's just pop that down. You can do that, but just please, 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 when you're doing that, make sure that your glue is completely dry. And there's a reason for that, Joe. So again, I'm just going to pop that onto there, just line that up and position that into place. There we go, like so. So I can leave that to dry now. But what I want to do is create a frame around it. So I'm going to put this to one side, because I've got two lovely pieces using this. And again, let me just bring in poker tool. Where's my poker tool? There it is. Poker tool, just to lift the tape off for me, like so. And again, oh, I've split that more. I'll have to get some more, because I've split that piece, but it don't matter. So I'm just going to take that off, and I think, is my tape still on there? Let's lift that off a little second. Oh, it's a little devil. It don't want to come off, this one. Oh, come up, you little devil, you. Well, my goodness, that tape did not want to come off. But I've got two pieces there that I can use in this demo as well. But what I want to do first is create the frame that sits around the outside here. So I'm going to bring in some white cardstock for this. And I'm going to use the outer frame, so the largest one. Oh, that was a bit frugal, Debbie. I'll get away with it. I'm just going to clean that die for a second. And I'm going to create now the perfect aperture that's going to sit round the outside of my frame. So I need to make sure this is not moving anywhere. Oh, this tape, get away. Joe. Right, there we go. So holding that both pieces down both sides, I'm going to run that through as well. So pop that on, run that through, and run that through a machine. And again, this is going to now create the frame that sits around the outside. I am going to ink it up a little bit though. I'm going to use some pink tulip to ink around the edges because I thought the colour lended itself to the paper that I chose with that hummingbird. So yes, so that's what I'm going to do to create a little bit of an aperture, because this frame is beautiful.
These are so beautiful just in the black and white, but as you say, you know, when you start to bring your pattern papers in, if you're making themed projects and you want to add elements to from this collection, I think they're really a bit of a chameleon once you sort of start to add your papers to them, aren't they? They slot in very nicely with lots of other things.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the lovely thing about them. So again, I've got myself another little panel that I can use later on as well. So I'm just going to move that out of the way, because what I want is this piece here. And that creates now that beautiful, and it's going to sit, whoops, when you don't stick things together, Debbie. There we go. That is going to sit over the outside of my aperture like so. And this looks really effective. This is when you can add acetate around the back, or that lovely spinner card that we showed you. Joe, you had one, didn't you? A spinner card that had got, this is when you could do your spinner element. You could actually tie your spinner piece in the centre by using that smaller piece, and I'll show you in a minute with that smaller die, where it could sit into the centre and hold it down with some tape, and you could actually frame it and hide it behind the back of there, and that even looks beautiful just in that white. But I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to it just by simply taking our foam pad applicator and inking round the edges, and you create this beautiful frame, and it just gives it a little, it softens it a little bit. So again, I'm just going to place that and position it on to the top of this piece like so. So I'm going to use, I'll use my dotty tape pen again. Comes so handy, this dotty tape pen. It's one thing that I cannot be without. Don't know about anybody else, but I definitely can't be without my dotty tape pen. So I'm going to pop that. Oh, we still have got me in stock actually.
Of the dotty tape pen, yeah, the tape pen's all on a 4 for 3 at the moment, so definitely worth stocking up, especially whilst there's triple points as well, Debbie.
Oh yes, forgot about that. That is a good point. That is a very good point. So again, I'm just going to line that up and match that until I'm happy with it. So make sure I've got that lined up properly. Wait a minute. Did it the other side? It's the other side. Silly old me. So position that on, and that creates that lovely frame and creates that beautiful aperture. Now what I have got is a piece of matching cards that go in the inside. So again, it looks beautiful, and again, that beautiful pattern is absolutely divine. Let me make sure I've measured it right. Yes, you did. And again, I'm just going to pop some glue just onto the inside, because the inside of this aperture is going to look just as nice as the outside.
Absolutely.
So popping that on. And I'm going to just put my crease line just to give it a nice burnish, like so. And then what I'm going to do now, Joe, is I'm going to use those pieces and those panels that I've already got. Okay. So I've already got the white one, and all I've done again with this piece, Joe, is I've softened the edge. Can you see how I've softened it just by adding my pink all the way around the edge of it, and that just gives it a nice little soft edge. So I've got still a lot of ink left on there, so I can get away with using it and to create that lovely soft piece, because that's going to sit on the inside, but I want it to match, so I'm going to use wet glue for this one to slide it into place. So I'm not going to use my dotty tape pen, and I'm just going to put it on the solid panel. You could of course use foam pads, lift it a little bit, but I just want it to sit in, but I want it to actually match. So I'm going to position it so that when you open the card, it's a perfect match. And it looks like it belongs on the outside, but when you open it up, it's actually on the inside of the card. And again, I'm just going to position that in, because I think And again, add a bit of acetate around the back if you want to add some acetate. Now the smaller of the die is this one, and I've just run that through in some white cardstock again, Joe. And again, just to soften the edges and soften that whiteness, I've just taken my ink and I've just gone round the edges like so. It's very Art Deco with this one. I can see you've been using that maybe just for a sentiment, maybe using that on its own. But again, I just wanted to lift it a little bit. So I've put it on foam pads, this one. So I'm just going to take off my backing.
I'm very, very busy on these at the moment. Would be great for penny sliders, these dies, says Rosalind Russell.
Yeah.
Really like that idea. Karen Ann says a stamping platform is an essential. You can use it for some stenciling work as well. A really lovely nesting die, says Eleanor. So pretty. I'm going to have to get them and give them a try. If you are going to get them, if you've decided you're going to get them, do it today, because when you get them today, you will get be able to take advantage of that triple points promotion. That ends though at the end of today. So please, please do snap that up.
Now I've taken the matching paper that I used in my hummingbird, and I've cut using one of the mini dies, because we've got the mini dies on the show today. So I'm going to go in the centre part of there with the with love, because that's going to sit on the inside part like so. Let me just position that in a little bit before I actually stick that down. Yep, that'll do. So I'm going to pop that onto there. I've actually used the dragonflies in this, because there's in the mini dies there's the beautiful dragonflies as well. Oh, so nice. I've cut those, and again I've just cut them in the paper, and it's just I said earlier about using them as embellishments. These dies speak for themselves, these beautiful dies, but I just thought these made a lovely little finishing touch. I think I might have one on the inside. Let's go on the inside with that one. And then one on the outside up at the top. So yeah, a little extra embellishment, Joe. So, and just makes them look, you know, it just brings in the whole collection together. But I'm going to lift the wings up a little bit. Let's just curl those up a tad. The same with that one. And that one on the inside too. And then again, apart from adding maybe a gem or two, and I think I'll stick with pearls again, because the pearls look quite nice, just to finish that off. And again, it's just purposely just for my own decoration.
Gilmore says your nails match beautifully with the hummingbird paper. She is our very own little hummingbird, Demi Robinson, aren't you, Debbie?
I just like a bit of sparkle. I don't go OTT sparkle, just a little bit of sparkle. And there we go, Joe. Again, using it to create an aperture card. And if you use acetate, some acetate behind the back, it gives it that lovely feature. But I wanted to keep that quite open. But again, just showing you how you can use them and create using these very simply to create those beautiful frames, and then those nesting dies, those matten layers, perfect each and every single time.
Another really gorgeous card, Debbie.
Thank you very much.
Always give us, I must say. Let me again take you back through then the collection that we've launched for you in this launch day show. So you've got the Luca, which is where we're going to see Celine Dion, we decided. You've also got the Latina, which is that one there. Ferrara is this one just here. You've got the Modena there, and also the Portofino there too. So make sure you grab a hold of those. 59, 96, 91, 80. Let me take you through the options of the hummingbird. I was going to take you through the 12 by 12, but we know that... Oh no, I've just hit the patch shop. We know that's... Oh, we'll deal with that afterwards. We know that is sold out and gone. Let me also share with you this then. Luxury linen cardstock is this one just here. So you can go for that. $14.99, $19.95. Remember, when you're spending over £50 or dollars on individual items, you'll get an extra 10% off. You've got your vellums then as well, which are just absolutely exquisite. They really are stunning, these. You're going to absolutely adore them. So make sure you are snapping those ones up. Next up then, we have got, let me take you through the other elements that we've got, the hardware. So it's just the pattern papers that have sold out now. First one here is your textured lace that you've got, which is that really cool edgeable there. But with a sort of disconnected edge, you can really extend that, which is quite cool. The reef, which I love, because I think you've got a 2-in-1 here. Snip this out and just use the bird on its own, or just use the reef elements on their own there as well, or use all of it together. It's completely up to you. A beautiful hummingbird stamp and die, that is also available. You've then got the fragrant florals. These are going to work for so many different things, whether you're using it with the hummingbird or taking it elsewhere. It's just a really lovely set of tropical flower stamp dies. This one's great. This is your creator card. What I love about this one is that you've got this liftable element here on the hummingbird. I just think that is so cool. This is your hovering hummingbird. Removable outside edge, you can cut it in or you can cut it out. Loads of options for using that. This is, every now and then, a sort of recently in our Nature's Garden and also in our Sarah Signatures, they all seem to include something that is just universal and you can use with absolutely everything. And these tags are that, because these tags are going to be brilliant for so many different things. Big tag dies like that are going to be super useful, and those also those gorgeous, gorgeous little florals in there. So brilliantly versatile, that one. Love the sentiments in here as well. Things like spread your wings and fly. You are wonderful in every way. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. Love that. So they're available for you. That is your spread your wings. And then this embossing folder. Debbie, the amount, the depth of the emboss on that embossing folder is off the charts, isn't it? Really, really off the charts. A really gorgeous one, that. It's your heavenly hummingbird that you've got just there. Remember, if you're spending over £50 or dollars on individual items, then you are going to be able to get an extra 10% off of those two, which is lovely. Loads of love coming in for that last card of Debbie's. Karen says, triple points, nice one. For some reason I thought it was yesterday the triple points ended. Nope, it's until the end of today. I think it's because, you know, it's not a bank holiday in the US today, and it wasn't a bank holiday on Friday either.
It is over here though, isn't it? And the lovely thing is, they're all off. All next door, they're all off. Lovely. Even lovely Sarah's taken a week off. God love her, she deserves it.
Yeah.
But yes, so because nobody is back into the office until tomorrow, these are running all the way through the weekend. So take advantage while we've got it before they all get back in the office tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I know. How amazing is that? Kathy C says, pretty card. Mary Pat says, beautiful card, Debbie. Especially the dragonflies. And Deborah says, great use of these dies to create a beautiful card. Loads and loads of love for them. $6.99, $8.95. Just want to give you a heads up and remind you on some of the other products that are available in this show as well. Brilliant deal for you. Saving more than you're spending here on this brush, on these brush lettering stamps. $25.56 or $31.84 is your price there on those. The rotation stamps as well, these are available for you. Perfect to use with that stamping platform. $12.99 or $14.95 if you want to get your hands on those. And we also have the mini die collection, 19 different sets for you in here. These are all available individually as well and on a multi-buy. So go have a look at the website if you want to see the different options and ways that you can get a hold of those. Something that was out of stock for ever and ever and ever. The Xyron, 1.5 inch and 1.5 inch. Yeah, there we go. 1.5 inch. It's not getting got it good. $17.98 or $25.98. You've got the 3-inch one and you've got the 1.5 inch one. Pretty sure the 1.5 inch one is a refillable one as well in this particular collection. These were out of stock from when I started working here, over 2 years ago, and I've only just come back in. So if you've missed those, absolutely grab those ones because they are brilliant. I'm going to take you back through some of the options and ways in which you can use these. So again, brilliant. Also, I just love how they work in the in a portrait or a portrait or landscape. That's the word I'm trying to find with these. So again, loads of different ways here. Dome front cards. This one, what are we calling this one? Was it a floating tent fold, Debbie, you called this one?
A floating card, yeah, floating tent fold,
really cool. That one there got a lovely dome front for you. This one, I think even just on a left fold card, they look absolutely stunning. I think for things like invitations, they're going to look great. And this is, you can see how awesome these look when you are just using them very simply in black and white. You know, they're stunning in that way. But when you start to add colour, add your different products, you've got a beautiful amount of embossing on each of them as well. So think about using your gilding waxes into here. We had a full set of gilding waxes available actually over the weekend, so do go and have a look over on the website. You can get one of them for free, so that deal is still over there. This one is brilliant. I'd never seen this style of card before. It is I'm going to call it a step inside card because I can't remember what it's called otherwise. Step inside. It's called an inverted stepper. What is that? What it is?
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, really cute.
Lovely, lovely
Very,
card.
very simple, but absolutely awesome. You've then got shaker cards, of course, which are going to be excellent using these. We've got here as well. Let me show you some of these. Again, I think all of them just done in a very simple temp fold or left fold look brilliant. What we've got here, stepper card. These are fantastic as well, done in those. Just so many different things you're going to be able to do with them. And I think that's why they represent such great value. When you look at the amount of different things, the amount of different concepts you're able to achieve with these, then they are absolutely awesome. $59.96 or $91.80 is your price if you want to grab a hold of these. Patty says, good morning from California. Good morning, Patty, in California. I guess it is still very early, isn't it? In California at the moment. What is the time now? It is 7:30 in the morning in California. I know. Yeah, 7:30 in the morning still. Do you know what? I know it's one of those strange things, but time differences, they blow my mind, you know, Debbie. They blow mine. Do you know the thing that really blows my mind is that when, at one point, I didn't, right, this is really silly of me, right?
Go then.
I didn't think wherever you were in the world, it could be more than 12 hours time difference. Because in my head, once you got to a certain point, it come back around the other way, so it'd be less. So you could only get a maximum of 12 hours time difference. Then I found out the time difference between Sydney and New York is 16 hours.
Wow.
Or Sydney and California is 16 hours, something along these lines. And it is possible to fly from Australia to California and arrive in California before you've left Australia.
Ah?
Yeah.
God, that's a bit mind-blowing.
Because of the time
isn't it?
difference and the date lines and stuff, you can get there, you can arrive before you've actually technically left.
Oh, that is so...
Because of the time difference.
Modern day time travelling.
That is madness.
That's madness. And I can't get my head around that because I'm not very good at things like that. But yeah. Oh my goodness, that is a...
Or do you get there... No, maybe you don't get there the same day.
Don't try and confuse me, Joe.
Maybe you do get there, so maybe you leave at like midday and get there at 6 a.m, but you get there at 6 a.m. the day after. I don't know. I'll work it out. I'm going to Google it, Debbie. I'm aware that I didn't make that the most simple.
Let me get creative. You Google it. Let me deal with the simplistic things. Let me deal with the lovely creative side. And I'm going to use Latina. Debbie's dropping her board. Just hang on a second. Let me just pick up my scoreboard because I've just kicked it with my foot. So I'm going to use Latina, the die, for this one. And I'm going to make a lovely gift box or a light-up box or whatever you want to call this. And I give you the measurements that will fit with an A4 sheet. This is our all-purpose cardstock again. Sorry, multi-purpose? All-purpose? Multi-purpose cardstock, I think it's called. Right, so I'm using a full A4 sheet, but I've trimmed it down to 10 inches. So if I just give you the proper measurements, the A4, we all know that A4 is 8 1/4, but it measures at 10, so I've chopped it down to 10 inches, so I've got a nice length. These are really big dies, but I want a little bit of a bottom as well. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboards just to show you where I've scored it while Joe's working out his calculations, because I can see his brain ticking away over there. But what we're going to do is we're going to score this. Once you've got this down into size, you're going to score this at 4 inches and 8 inches, and it gives you a 1/4 of an inch gap, which is big enough for the box, so don't worry about it. It's absolutely fine. We aren't having to do like separate panels. You can get this out of 2 A4 sheets. Turn it to the short side and score at 1 inch down, like so. So what you'll end up with, and you will repeat this twice. I've put my little measurements on the inside, but it's just so you can see how you will end up with it. And it will create...
I was actually right, Debbie.
Were you right?
Yeah, so here we go. Our Qantas flight left from Sydney to LA a couple of months ago. We left Sydney around 10:30 in the morning. It's an 8.5 hour flight. We arrived at LAX around 6:30 in the morning, 4 hours earlier than when we left, on the same day.
Oh, wow. Wow,
How bonkers is that?
Wow, it's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely bonkers.
Madness.
Right, Joe, so what I've done is this is to create my box side. So I've just created a little bit of a corner piece, and I'm going to do exactly the same here. This will enable your bottom to sit, wait a minute, bottom to sit flat. Does that sound right?
Where are you sitting your bottom?
Flat.
Oh.
Yes, so this is very, I'm just going to show you how I trim my boxes down. and so that you can see, and it's really quite easy and a lot easier than you actually think. So again, I'm just going to trim that little piece so that you can see I've trimmed a little bit off that top 1/4 inch, down at the bottom and to this bottom piece as well, and then a little V shape here at the bottom, because what I want is for my box to be able to sit nice and neatly and not have any flaps overlapping or anything like that. So that's that piece cut. What I'm going to then do is create an aperture. So I've already popped on this piece, and I'm just going to do it for time. Oops, oh, I've chucked it on the floor now, it's too late. I've used our thin red liner tape just to go down the edge of that pre-piece done. Now, I'm going to use to create the aperture, because what I'm going to do this time is create an aperture, but sit the pattern back inside the aperture. It'll make sense, believe me. So, I'm going to take this large outer die of the Latina, and I'm going to pop it in to the centre panel. And when you look at this, if I just turn that around and then tuck those flaps underneath, I'm just centralising it into the central part of that panel. And I think I've gone a little bit too over, so let me just lift that up a little bit. Again, doing it by eye. You could be perfectly measured, but by eye works for me normally, so it's not going to let me down today, I don't think. So what I'm going to do is now create the panel that sits in like so. And we're going to run that through.
So we've worked out why, Debbie.
Why
There's a 17-hour time difference between Sydney and LA, and it's a 14-hour flight. So no matter what time you leave, you'll always arrive before you left. But when you go the other way, you'll always arrive a day after you left, no matter what time you leave.
Oh my goodness me.
It's bonkers, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing. And do you know what? I've never, well, something I've never, every day is a school day. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't until recently. I just presumed the maximum time difference could ever be was 12 hours. I don't know why I thought that.
I don't know why you thought that actually, Joe. I thought they were more than that, but yeah, you're right. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Look at Georgina and I, you can see her working things out in the red there, can't you?
She said you could do C2. I think you'd be cutting it fine, getting from your party to the airport and from the airport back to the party all in 4 hours. I mean, you've got to check in, immigration, all the extra paperwork associated with it since the pandemic. I don't think so, Georgina. I'm not having it.
Well, she's thinking. I like her style of thinking. That's, a great way of thinking. It is. But yeah, I like that way. I wouldn't like to think that I'd be travelling like that.
Do it on your birthday, get some extra time, Your birthday then would be, wouldn't it? I mean, so long, because you could have all day on your birthday. You could have like 20 hours of your birthday, then fly, so there's another 14 hours. That's 34 hours of your birthday. And when you get there, you've then got another 4 hours as well on top. Your birthday could last you literally 2 days, Debbie.
Oh, wow.
Love that idea.
Oh, only you would love that idea. I'd find that too tiring. You'd be too exhausted to do that,
Katie says, I don't understand, Joe. It's blowing my mind. I was like, I know, I don't get it.
Katie as well. It's blowing mine, let me tell you. Right, so what that has done now, Joe, has created my aperture. What you will do is you will run that through again on the same side. So what we'll do is we'll just shall we do that again? Yeah, why not? Let's do that again.
Why on earth not?
In fact, actually, no. I'm going to speed this a little bit because I'm going to cut it out in a different colour in a second. So when you do it through twice, and I'll bring in the one that I've already pre-done, you'll end up with 2 apertures cut out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put a bit of acetate behind the back, because I did say I was going to sit the panel back in. So just for the time being, I've got some acetate, and I've cut this down to just under 9x4. Again, you could use a larger panel and put your crease line in the centre if you wanted to do that, but to be perfectly honest, I like to pop them in separate panels. So I'm just going to stick some acetate around, some tape with my dirty tape pen around the back. You could use wet glue if you wanted to, but personally myself, our tape pens are the best. So I'm just using our tape around the edge. And again, I'm going to pop one piece of acetate and I'm just going to position it into my panel, like so. And I'm just going to repeat it on the other side as well. So again, I'm just going to use my dotty tape pen to go around all those little filigree elements.
You love a box, Debbie, don't you?
Oh, I love boxes.
Especially a light-up box.
I love light-up boxes. I love gift boxes. Yeah, it's just my thing. I absolutely love it. And these dies enable you to create some really wow factor. I mean, I've gone a little bit OTT. I'm not going to lie, I was only going to do 2 panels, but do you know when you get creating in your craft room? And I got started and I just couldn't stop, literally. So I went on all 4 panels. But this is going to look lovely when you put the piece back in there. So, taking a different colour, all I've done with this is I've just chosen some paper. This is from that, do you know the Sage and Florals? But I've gone with a different piece. So this is a different colour of the purple there, but I just want to show you, run it back through in a different colour, and what you can then do is sit it on the inside onto the top of the acetate. That would work equally as well with vellum and looks really beautiful. But what I'm going with on this piece is, and if I just get these just right way around so I've got it in the right combination, I'm going to put my purple into that one, and I'm going to actually put a piece of white into that because I'm going to have some contrasting colours with this box rather than going all in. So you can be using, so obviously that came from my waste, so it can go back into there. Debbie, are you putting the glue on the right piece? Yes, you are. Just popping that across. Beautiful, beautiful decorative feature this Latina has got. Just had to quickly have a quick peek there. And just looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to go pop that and sit it back in to that panel. And the little bits that you might just need to hook up are the little decorative pieces, but just pick them up and pop them back in, and they fit there really beautifully. So I'm going to do the same with this piece. So again, dotty tape pen. And if you don't want any glue to sit on the inside, if you're using this as a gift box, you don't want any glue to sit on, just pop it onto the filigree pieces, like so, and then just sit that in. If you want a nice, neat piece with not a lot of glue showing on the other side. And again, for those little delicate pieces, just pick them up and pop them back in. But what that's done now is created that lovely glass effect, the see-through effect, and just looks really quite effective. So just by dropping it back into its spot, and what I've done with this, Jo, is I've just repeated it on the other side. So you can see I've got contrasting panels going all the way around. Now, to put my box together, all I'm going to do is the little 1/4 of an inch with the red liner tape is going to line up to the flat side. So it's going to sit onto the top and it creates that 4 panels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this together and then I'm going to stick the other pieces on the inside once I've got my box constructed together. You could, if you wanted, start to, and all I've done with this, Jo, is using the other panels and the other dies is just contrasting colours. So what I've done with the white is I've then gone with purple and then with white. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do that now. I'll put it together before I put the panels together. I'll make life easy for myself.
Why not, Debbie?
Why
Life's tough
not?
enough, isn't it? If you can make life easier for yourself.
Exactly.
Definitely give it a
So,
go.
and again, the lovely feature, I mean, it just is beautiful. And again, just offsetting it with a different colour. And I'm only using 2 colours. I'm using white and purple with this. And again, just looks really, really effective. So that's on one side. And then we're going to repeat on the other side. So I've got a white piece and a purple piece. Can you tell that this took me hours to do this prep for this?
Yeah,
It took me, I'm not going to lie, I spent a good, I'm going to say 2 to 3 hours doing all this because I wanted to design it, then I wanted to cut all my panels out and have it prepped.
You're gunning for demo of the week, aren't you?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've seen some amazing stuff that come up this week.
Oh.
I think it's going to be another tough call. Is what I'm going to say.
How many days are you with us here?
There's some amazing launches this week.
How many
It's gonna
days
be a
are you
tough
with us
one.
here this week?
How many amazing demos?
How many days are you here with us this week?
Just today and tomorrow. I don't think I'm back up. So, oh yeah, never thought of that. Should think about this. Although, to be fair, notoriously, the person that does the Second Chance Sunday is the one that wins. It's just a
No,
thing.
not this week.
Not
oh,
this
no,
week?
Was it? No, it was Debbie. To be fair, though, Debbie did have 5 of the 7 cards in this week. So if it wasn't Debbie, I think there would have been an issue, yeah.
Well, I bet an hummingbird won.
It was a hummingbird,
Yeah,
that one,
I knew it would. I knew it
It was
would.
glorious, wasn't it?
Yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful collection. Oh, I'll have to have a little check out and see what she won. Well, I know what she's won. She won a star. Well, a star on there, but see which card she won it with. So I'll have to check the shows back out. I will be doing, because I've got more prep. I've got a couple of days at Hobby Maker this weekend, so...
Oh, nice. When this coming weekend?
Yeah, and they're Saturday and Sunday, I believe.
Nice.
I think. Do you know when you forget? This is the problem. I forget where I am half the time. I have to write it down.
Let's hope you remember before the shows.
That would help. That would help. So I think what I'll do is I'll decorate my panels. Now, literally, all I've done there is use those nesting dies to create those beautiful panels, and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's gonna, honestly, it's worth doing. I've also, as well, cut out loads of different, because what I wanted to do was have contrasting panels. I've got with love in white, I've got with love in purple. I might just do it on 2 sides, but you could do it on all 4 sides. And these are from our beautiful mini dies. So that's all I'm going to do. So I'm going to stick those on as well, Joe. I think I'll decorate. I think I'll decorate it. Let's go in and decorate it.
Anne says maybe you could have, would be pretty with a flameless candle inside this box, and maybe with some of the hummingbird vellum in the apertures. Would be a way to go.
Do you know, I was going to do it with the vellum. However, the vellum is 8 by 8, and this panel is bigger than 8 by 8. So I was going to do that, and I thought the other way around it would be to put two pieces together, which could have got away with, but in the end I went with acetate, so that's what I did. I went with a bit of acetate. I did say I'd gone a little bit OTT with this one, but hey-ho.
It's going to be a glorious box, though, Debbie.
Hey, do you know what? It could be a gift box, light-up box. I was going along the lines of a gift box, but then I've just realised, do you know when you realise you've left your lid? I've left my lid on the craft desk.
Where, at home?
At home, yes. I've left my lid at home, like a ninny that I am. But never mind. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll have a look and see if I've got some lights in my bag. So I'm just going to literally now just decorate. And all I've done is, like I said, it's just used contrasting colours. And these are mini dies. So again, I'm just going to pop those on. I'm going to pop my butterflies with the matching colour and contrasting colour, like so. And then I'm going to put this, oh Debbie, you've just ripped your little butterfly in half, what you like. Don't be so heavy-handed. Not so heavy-handed, oh, I've done it again. Well, do you know? I can fix it, Joe, I can fix it. Nobody will ever know.
No one will know.
No one will know, especially when I've popped a gem on there as well.
Absolutely.
So I've decorated the sides of my panel. So what I'm going to do now is just pop these together.
Oh, Debbie, this is definitely going to be card of the week.
You say that, but I'm telling you, there's some amazing things coming up this week. I don't know.
If I was a betting man, Debbie, I know it's only a Monday.
Exactly. You're getting a bit carried away with yourself there, Joe, because I know all the things that are coming up this week. It's going to be a stonker of a week, as always with Crafters TV. So what I'm going to do now is just position that 2 panels together, my little flap to the side edge. And before I commit to sticking that down, I'm just going to line it up, position that into place. Debbie, just get your steady hand going. Doesn't help having a shaky hand. And that's because I still haven't had any food since breakfast. 10 to 4 in the afternoon.
Debbie!
I know, but it's my own fault because I thought there'd be shops open round here today.
Well, I think Tracy's been out and got us a sandwich.
Oh,
so,
she is a little
we haven't got long.
lifesaver.
12 minutes till sandwiches, Debbie.
12 what, eh?
12 minutes till sandwiches.
Oh, what? Where has
12
the time
minutes
gone?
left, yeah.
Oh, you're kidding. What on earth happened to that time? Oh,
Where does it go?
Pinch the time. Literally, someone pinched that time.
Quick,
So-
if you got to Sydney and flew to California, you get 4 hours back. You could demo all the way there for 14 hours, get there and still have an extra 4 hours to demo. You'd love it.
My tape pen's run out again. I don't believe it. Tracy, I need a new tape pen. Only because there's only dotty tape pens left.
Oh no! Oh no!
I know,
no!
and it came-
I'm going to go.
I saw
I'm
the
going,
silver
Debbie.
strip coming up, and I thought, oh no, I need a new tape pen. So, have you heard him? What I'm going to do... Boy, Tracy. What I'm just going to do is pop on some glue onto the bottom parts of my panel, but before I do, I'm just going to make sure all of this is committed down. Oh dear, did everybody else hear that? Our lovely Tracy, that what? But I'll just give you the measurements of the bottom while we're waiting for my tape pen. And again, this creates, because of the size that I've gone, it's 4x4 base, so I've cut 2 pieces of a 4x4. Thank you so much. You're going to undo it for me. You're a little angel. Thank you, Joe. He's a good lad. Thank you very much. So again, I'm just going to pop now my pieces together. So I'm going to stick it onto the bottom panel. If I just show you what I mean, just put some glue. Whoops, Debbie. So I'm going to just pop that like so. And again, I'm just going to do that all the way around. I'm going to tuck that one under this since I put it the wrong way around. But this is just to get this into place. And I am going to secure it more solidly in a moment. But it's just to show you how I put mine together and to create that box, that bottom solid box. We do, yeah. And you do, absolutely you do. So again, I'm just going to pop my tape all the way around. Don't forget, these are super strong tape pens. They really, really are. It's double-sided adhesive, but it's of the strongest quality, as we would come to expect, and we know with our lovely Leanne. But I am going to put one on the inside. I just want to make sure that I've got it trimmed down slightly. Yeah, that's perfect. I thought I'd trim that down a bit slightly smaller. And I'm going to put some all-purpose glue on this and cover it all. And then you're going to imagine that I've remembered my lid. Hey dear. I get carried away with these things. But to be fair, I could pop some nice little tea lights in here, and I'm just pushing down to the very bottom. And in fact, I'm just going to pop my glue bottle in there and push it all the way around so it's nice and solid. And I'm just going to bring this in now to show you. Stick your lights in there, but again, and apart from adding a few little gems, beautiful decorative box. Imagine your lovely light ups inside there, or your lid on the top. I'm going to have to make a lid before we finish. Maybe before we finish today. But again, just showing you how you can create, to be fair, a lovely little centrepiece. Maybe not with the sentiments on there, but really, really beautiful panels, gorgeous decorative elements. And that's what you can be creating with these fabulous dies.
Really, really stunning, aren't they? I mean, we need to do card of the show. I think it's a, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Really,
now, you say that.
We live here. The Crafter's Companion is very much a democracy, Debbie. So we best still give people the option to take a vote. Pammy says that's so pretty. Deborah says I love the way Joe says Tracy's name. Tracy. It's a reference to Coronation Street, isn't it?
Yes,
it
Tracy.
Was Deirdre Barlow. She had a daughter called Tracy.
You're doing the Deirdre Barlow voice, aren't you?
Oh, Tracy. I actually bought Tracy a Christmas jumper with Deirdre Barlow on the front of it in prison. She was locked up in prison. I don't know why it's funny. It really was quite funny though. She wore it again this last Christmas actually. And Eleanor Schwing-Jones says, I love that box. Debbie, it is beautiful. Right, let's get that vote underway then.
Yes, so we'll start back at the beginning. Number one, beautiful, striking, with that lovely shadow drop behind each panel, and showing you what you can create with these gorgeous slimline features. I changed my Happy Joe, I popped it to the side instead.
Look at you!
I know, I weren't quite happy with where my Happy was, although now I've got a bit of a wonky Happy going off. So, number one. Number two, we did that lovely easel card in the monochrome, so that's number two.
Nice.
Number three, we did the lovely aperture card. I can't believe I only got through four demos.
Really
I thought I'd done more. 4 with the aperture card. And then number 5, the lovely box. And that's your number... number 4.
Hang on, we have to do that again. 1, 2, 3 and 4, yeah?
I'm so sorry. I'll do it again. 1.
You got a butterfly stuck to you.
How have I managed that? Number 1. Number 2.
You need a sandwich, Debbie.
I tell you. Number 3 and number 4. There you go.
There we are. Get voting. I mean, I think it's a foregone conclusion, but you got the power, so make sure you cast your vote. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. I'm just going to again run through exactly what you're getting in here. So remember, you've got the Luca, which are these ones just here. You will also get the Latina, as you can see here. You've got the Ferrara, the Modena there, and you'll get the Portofino included in that one as well. You can go for them individually if you so wish. They're $14.99 or $22.95, and you get them all together in that configuration. You're getting one for free, or you can get any 2 of them for £27 or $42, which is another way to go. I'll again show you some of the concepts that have been done with these because they are absolutely stunning. You can bring them into so many different styles of card. Also great for scrapbooking as well. I think they'd look wonderful if you wanted to cut things like your photos out of them. They would give them a really lovely feel and just give you just a little bit more extra texture, a little bit more interest in your different card. This one's really cool as well, which is this easel card that we've got just there, and again using the third layer as the stopper, which is definitely something you can do. We've got this one here, use them into your shaker cards, are going to be absolutely perfect to do that with. Dome fronted cards are going to work well. To boxes, as Debbie's been showing you. How about things like gift bags as well? They're going to work beautifully. I've got a few others here. I think that one's just beautiful. Just as a very simple left fold. These are going to work beautifully. Or you can use it as a left fold, of course, or a tent fold. It's completely up to you. They're going to work in landscape or portrait equally as well. I've got a couple of others. This is one I want a step inside card, as we called it earlier. I love that, like an inverted stepper. Such a cool design there. But Debbie's got a few more ideas as well, haven't you, Debbie, of how you can use these?
Yeah, they're lovely, they're decorative. They create perfect matte and layers every single time. They've got this gorgeous, lovely decorative element to them. But the fact of the matter is they've got this gorgeous slimline feature to them, so that lovely DL type of feature with that long slimline look that will work equally as well either way. And talking of either way, you can be using these with lots of other things in your collection as well. So this is that lovely knitwear collection, but creating those panels, those matte and layers perfectly around the back. Again, look at this one. This is a gorgeous one. And this is using that Portofino, but again, really beautiful. And you can be using them with all sorts of different style cards as well, because you've got this lovely panel feature to them. Of course, they work gorgeous on the landscape feature. They work beautiful on the portrait way. They look lovely in your gift boxes, and then of course with your lovely shaker cards as well. And you've seen the 4 that I've done this afternoon. You may have seen the couple that I did this morning as well. Possibly, who knows, we might have them on later on as well, because I did have some more demos lined up. I got another 2 or 3 down here, but honestly they're just a fabulous set of nesting. Everyone should have a set of nesting dies. We should all have the circles, the squares, and the rectangle shapes, but you should also have a set of nesting decorative ones where you've got that lovely increase of size in each one. Just beautiful. And of course they've got on-trend feature of that slimline version, which just makes them for me a really big wow factor, and it does create a wow factor every single time. And I hope I've showed you just a couple of ways of how you can use them, but they are absolutely stunning. They really are, Joe.
Demo of the show, yep. No surprise, number 4, Debbie.
I should have been I should have betted with you, but yeah, there you go.
Really gorgeous. It was a foregone conclusion, really, wasn't it? Let me show you a couple of other things then that you guys have loved in this show. Probably the deal of the show coming up later in our Monday Makers show is this one here. It's these rotation stamps, because you're buying one here and you're getting 4 for free. So you've got the Meadow Reef, you've also got the Butterfly Roses, this is your Rustic Botanicals, and you've got the Butterfly Wishes in there as well. All of that coming your way. Then what we also have for you is that Monday Mega Deal. Now, go for the 8x8 stamping platform, which is an absolute essential. You will get the multi-purpose cardstock totally free of charge. This is perfect for die cutting, box making, embossing, inking, stamping on. There's absolutely loads you can do with that. So a really great deal if you've been thinking about going for the 8x8. Don't forget you'll get triple points still running until the end of today, so make sure you are snapping those up. And also don't forget to check out your baskets on that incredible launch day deal. Myself and Debbie, we will see you back here in a couple of hours' time. Take care.